All right. Hey, you guys, welcome. So whether you are joining us live, whether you're watching the recording, so glad you're here. Myself, Virginia, and Kirsten, we're all really excited to hop on tonight. We kind of took the summer off of doing these calls, which we typically do once or twice a month, and we all were just like, hey, let's start this back up. We have just been so appreciative of this business that we're in throughout this kind of crazy time in our world. We've had a positive community. We've had a community that is soon launching spin bikes and live workout classes. And there's just so much goodness within this. And we're like, we need to start doing this because more people need this. So many people come to us and say, what is this coaching thing? Could I even do this? Maybe I couldn't. And sometimes there's misconceptions about it. So we thought, hey, let's do a video. Let's share our stories and answer the 21 most common questions we get about coaching so that you can make an educated decision. Can I become a coach? Should I become a coach? Or maybe it's not for me. So then at the end of this call, if you're like, nope, not for me, that's great, no problem. But if you're like, okay, I want to do this, awesome. Just reach out to the coach that invited you here. Say, hey, I watched the informational video. I want to sign up, and they can kind of guide you through that. But hear us out first. So before we get into our 21 questions, I'm going to toss it over to Kirsten just to share quickly how she even became a coach in the first place.
So my story, I think, is pretty common. A lot of people start out as customers, and that was me. I started out as a customer when 21 Day Fix launched back in 2014. It was just so appealing. Morgan messaged me and said she had a new program that was coming out 3 weeks long, 30 minutes a day. Each day of the week is different. Is that something you'd like to do? And I had been trying the group fitness classes for a long time and struggled with a busy schedule, getting to them on time or having to skip or cancel. And this just seemed to fit perfectly with a busy schedule. So I was like, yes, absolutely, let's do this. And then I fell in love with Shakeology. I suffered from IBS, and the probiotic and digestive enzyme blend within it did wonders for my gut health, wonders. So I was like, okay, I would like to sign up as a coach to get the discount on the product. And that was back then the only option they had for discount programming. And she's like, sure, but you also I think would make a really good coach. And I was like, oh, no, I have a career. I'm a dental hygienist. Thank you. This isn't a real job. No. So I politely declined several times, but then I saw other women doing this and really succeeding. And these women were very successful in their previous careers. And so they were kind of breaking down that stigma for me that, this wasn't a real job. And I kind of followed them in their success. And then I realized, okay, I either follow them and watch them keep growing, or I just give it a try. And that's kind of where I started. So I'll hand it over to Jen and she can share how she began.
So I actually started as a customer, and at that point in my life, I had just finished playing college volleyball, and I was in this weird transition period of my life. I was trying to figure out going to the gym, having a routine on my own. It was the first time since I was like 4 years old not being a part of a team, and I really felt kind of lost. And randomly one day on Facebook, I saw a before and after that Morgan had posted. It wasn't even of her, it was one of her clients. And I just thought to myself, I look very similar to that before photo, and I want to look and feel like that after photo that I saw. So I got started with her, joined the challenge group. It's just a little group on Facebook, and I fell absolutely in love. It filled my heart where I was missing that team atmosphere. I love checking into that group every morning, and the results I got in 1 month were insane. I lost like 12 pounds. I felt so good. I could see my abs for the first time in my life. And I just thought to myself, other people need to know about this. Other people would love this. And so I reached out to Morgan and I said, I think I want to become a coach. So that's where I started.
Awesome. And for myself, I knew nobody who was a coach. Nobody told me about it. I wasn't really on social media. I had actually just graduated from university to be a high school biology and chemistry teacher. I was going to the gym 5-6 times a week, an hour each day. I loved it. And as a new teacher, though, I was like, okay, Morgs, you're not going to have time to go to the gym. So you need to figure out something that's going to keep you on track. So back in the day, I remember doing these at-home workout programs. My sister ordered off the TV. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll just order a new program. That'll help me stay on track. So I went online. I decided to order a program, which was a Beachbody workout. At the time, I didn't really know. And I came across a little tab on the website that said, become a coach. And I told Stephen about it, my husband, and he's like, well, Morgs, you've always wanted a career in like fitness or health. Like, why don't you just go for it? And I'm a terrible, terrible, terrible decision maker. I'm like, nope, that's out of my comfort zone, not doing it. But I wouldn't stop talking about it all week. And he was just like, Morgs, if you don't sign up, I'm just going to sign you up. So I decided to sign up, and I actually learned about coaching, what it actually was, after I signed up. But the more I started to learn about it, the more I was like, this is it. This is the piece I'm missing, because I didn't know if teaching, I didn't know if teaching was right for me. I didn't know if that's what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And as soon as I learned about coaching, I'm like, yep, this is it. So I did that on the side while I was a full-time teacher, and then eventually did step away from teaching. So those are our stories. So that was kind of question one. It was, what made you decide to become a coach? So you kind of got a vibe from all three of us. So question number 2 of 21 is for me. It says, did you have the support of your spouse when you began coaching? And my spouse didn't really know what I was doing when I first became a coach, because I was doing it early in the morning or late at night or during my lunch break while I was teaching. So he didn't see much of it, to be honest. However, he did see my dedication. He saw me complete my first workout program. He saw me wake up early to do my little bit of coaching work. And I think I earned his respect that way. He didn't know much about it, but he saw how happy it was making me and how dedicated I was to it. So that's the part he supported. And once we started to go on some trips and he learned more about it and he met some of the other husbands, his support started to grow and grow from there. So number 3, this is for Kirsten. What were you most nervous about, and how did you overcome those nerves?
I was really nervous about what people thought. I was not known for being, this fitness person. I wasn't known for posting on social media. Like, I had 100 friends that were just like from my hometown and some aunts and uncles and cousins type of thing. So when I began, I just thought, oh gosh, what are people going to think? Are people going to make fun of me behind the scenes or to my face, or like, what's going to happen? And then after doing a bit of reflection over why I started in the first place, I started because I loved the product and the community and the people. But then I also realized that I really loved helping people and I loved making a difference. And it felt really good doing this. So I decided that, you know what? It doesn't matter what other people think, because I know that I'm doing good. I'm contributing to the good and the positivity that people so desperately need. And it made me happy. And I know darn well that the opinions of others are not going to pay my bills. And this had the opportunity to do that for me. So I realized that if people were going to be, negative or not support me, they probably weren't my people. And that's okay to make those realizations. But that was my biggest fear. But it kind of came down to just realizing my why and why I want to do this in the first place, and really holding on to that. And I think about that every single morning when I sit down to work, is why I'm here in the first place. And that's we keep the main thing.
100%. And that is such a common question that comes up for people. Okay, number 4, Jen, what qualifications or certifications do I need if I want to become a coach?
So you actually don't need any. If you have some, awesome. That's a bonus. If you are a personal trainer or a spin instructor, a nutritionist, those things will definitely help you out on your coaching journey, but none of that is required. Like, none of us are personal trainers. Morgan actually is a spin instructor. She's certified. I don't think you're doing it right now, but you don't need any of that. You just have to show up and share your journey.
100%. That's definitely a question that comes up, or a hold up. I know, Kirsten, that was for you big time. We're like, who am I to do this? It's like, whoa, no, we don't create the fitness programs. We don't create the nutrition plans. That's up to the professionals. We're the people who actually get you to do them, to motivate you and to help keep you accountable and give you a safe community to do that in. So number 5 was for me, it's what is the cost to become a coach? So it really depends what people have. If somebody doesn't really have the workouts yet, they've never really been part of Beachbody, most people sign up to be a coach with a challenge pack. What that is it's a package with their own stuff, with all the workouts, with a bag of Shakeology or our pre-workout, with our nutrition plans. It's basically just like your little personal bundle so you can get the results you want. It's the same bundle your customers would get too. Then the coach sign-up fee is waived with that. And the one this month that's on sale, it's like $140. So you get like everything for $140 and you can start a business. It's nuts. If you have got a challenge pack in the past, it's still free to become a coach. You pay the coach sign-up fee, which is like $40-ish. You fill out a form that says, hey, I got a challenge pack in the past. That's reimbursed to you. And then if you're just like, no, I just want to sign up with the fee, I've got everything I need, it's that $40-ish. So, and then after that, you pay, I think it's $15.95 US per month as a coach. What that is, it's basically like your online secretary. It is your direct deposit into your bank account. It keeps track of all your customers, your coaches, your orders, your customer service. You don't have to do any of that. Like, you know how you see some businesses where they have to like order all this product and store it in their house and then like deliver it to their customers? We do none of that. We have a little app, I don't have my phone on me right now, that we punch in our customers' email, what they want, and then it just delivers right to them. If they have issues, Beachbody deals with all of that. So that's the monthly fee. And some people choose to honestly just be a coach, or now we have a preferred customer, just to get 25% off all their products. So that's like my dad. He's obsessed with Shakeology. Like Kirsten, really helped with his digestion, IBS, all of that. So he became a coach or preferred customer now to get 25% off his Shakeology every month. So even with that monthly fee, he still saves about a bag or two of Shakeology over the whole year, basically free for doing it that way. So that's makes a really big difference. As a coach, you do get 25% off too. So all in all, I still can't believe how cheap it is to sign up. We own a franchise business as well. And the cost that Stephen put in is just sickening almost. So I'm very blessed for this opportunity. It gives the regular person a chance to start their own business, which otherwise we wouldn't have had that chance. So number 6 is for Kirsten. How do coaches earn an income?
So all coaches, doesn't matter whether you're day 1, day 1,000, you get 25% commission. That is guaranteed. Doesn't matter where you're at. I know some people are like, oh, but do I have to be, a certain type of coach, or do I have to have a massive team that I mentor? No, all coaches earn 25% commission on everything that they sell, and actually 40% on some subscriptions as well. So it's a really lucrative commission system for sure. And then if you decide that, okay, I love helping customers, but I would like to step it up a notch and mentor women, we have a really phenomenal program designed to incentivize your leadership. So we don't get paid just for signing up a coach on our team. We actually, the reason we don't pay for that is because we don't want you to just enroll a bunch of people as coaches and hang them out to dry and let them do their own thing. We reward coaches that mentor, that provide training, that provide leadership and mentorship. And so what's going to happen is if you are helping your coaches see success, Beachbody is going to recognize like, okay, your team is doing really well. They're earning some commissions. They're building teams of their own. Congratulations. We're going to give you a bonus for that. So Beachbody will give you a bonus for your leadership. And that is a really cool thing. And that is where the bulk of our long-term income comes from. Some coaches do just want to help customers, and that is fine. There are 101 different ways to run this business. But as time goes on, you realize that I can help other women do this too. And we really want you to do it in a way that's very, very, it's something you're going to feel really good about. Nothing slimy or gross. You're going to feel really good about the work that you're doing and the mentorship that you're providing. And we actually, as a team, have a training ready for you, also ready for the women who want to join you and do this alongside of you. So, yeah, you earn income via commission and bonuses.
Awesome. Where was I here? Number 7 is for Jen. How long did it take for you to go full time with this business?
It took me about 3.5 years. When I started coaching, I was a full-time student working towards my doctorate in pharmacy school, and I had 3.5 years left of my program. So I really just did coaching in pockets of time throughout completing that program. So I graduated in 2016, and then I decided to go full-time with coaching instead of pursuing my career as a pharmacist, which a lot of people looked at me like I was crazy, but I just knew that with coaching, there's no ceiling. And I knew that if I was able to be a full-time coach and give this even more time and effort, that I could really build an incredible business. So looking back, I'm very glad that I made that decision. That was 5 years ago now. And our income has more than tripled from that point. And I'm just so thankful that I decided to say yes from day one and then work this business as much as I could during those first 3.5 years. I wasn't able to do this full time. I saw other people go full time with coaching faster, but everyone's journey is so different. And your journey may change. Things may change in your life, especially we've seen in this last year. So many people got laid off or lost their job, and some people on our team became full-time coaches, not ever expecting to be a full-time coach. So honestly, you guys, having extra sources of income is never a bad idea. And just know that everyone's journey is different. So if you're wanting to make this a full-time thing in 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, it's totally doable.
100%. I think these past 2 years have been kind of eye-opening with how our world's changing. And like you said, having multiple streams of income is a very good idea. All right. So number 8 is going to be a quick one. It's for me. Do you provide training? And Kirsten kind of touched on this, and it's something we're really excited about and we worked really hard on. We actually this summer just launched brand new coach training for any coach within our organization and within our teams to use. So it's really cool. It's actually on an app called Shout. So you get it on your phone and you just sign up for the training, and it sends you 1 lesson per day. So it's called the First 100. So there's 100 little mini lessons and you can complete them at your own pace. But each lesson has about a 5-minute video, just a quick little learning lesson for the day. And then it also has a post idea, because that's a common concern new coaches have is, oh my gosh, how do I know what to post on my social media? We got you. So every day there's a little post idea that you can kind of tweak and make your own. So a video lesson, post, and then you just go through those lessons and you'll gradually implement them. And that's how you start your coaching business. We also have a couple Facebook groups that you can join for support. We post, team call links. You'll come to find there's a lot of support. Okay, so number 9 is for Kirsten. What setup or resources do I need at home to run my business?
You need the bare minimum. There is no need for a fancy office, fancy lighting or equipment. Literally, if you have a smartphone, you can launch your business. I upgraded, year 7. Now I have a day planner. So I'm moving on up in the world. But I work at my kitchen island and I have my laptop for calls and things like that. But the bulk of my work happens here because we're living in a world where people are on Instagram a lot. That's where I grow my business the most. So I'm talking on stories, I'm posting on there. It's a really, really user friendly business because, it doesn't take a lot of time. And I know a lot of us are busy, whether you're climbing the corporate ladder, you have a house full of kids, or you're busy traveling, whatever it may be. Having a business that you can build from the convenience of an airport lounge, from the doctor's office lounge, from your living room, wherever you are, is a really beautiful thing. Place. So I know for us, we love going out to our cottage and we have Wi-Fi out there, which is so amazing. So we can go out there and relax, and I can still answer a couple messages and emails while I'm there. My business can come with me. So you need very, very little. A smartphone at the minimum, maybe a day planner or a notepad, and then you're set. That's all you need.
Awesome. And sometimes people worry, oh, well, am I going to be on my phone all the time? Here's the thing. If you spent time with myself, Kirsten, Virginia, you'd be like, when do these girls even work? Because we are extremely passionate about running our businesses while we honor our top priorities, which is our families and our friends. And when we're with people, we're not on our phones. And that's what we pride ourselves in teaching our teams and our coaches to do is when you're working, great. But when you're not, you're with your family. So you'll come to find that we're actually on our phones less than people who don't even work on their phones. And that's what we help teach you to do too. So just a worry that some people have. Okay, the next one is for Jen. I have very few followers on social media. Is that going to be a problem?
That's definitely not going to be a problem. None of us had Instagram when we started coaching. We all had Facebook. I think it was Morgan deleted everybody off of Facebook right before she started coaching. And honestly, I was just thinking back to who were the first couple people that joined me. And they were actually a middle school friend, one of my brother's friends, and one of my old teammates. So if you think of the people that you've met along your way of life, you actually know a lot of people. So in the beginning, some of those people will probably want to join you as you start talking about it. And as you complete our training, you'll start to grow your social media. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. And we've definitely been through those trenches of growing it, but we've been here for 7.5 years. So if you look at our Instagrams, know that we also started with 0 followers and following 0 people because we didn't even have accounts. So it is not a big deal at all. If you have a brand new Instagram or a brand new Facebook, you can start from ground zero and build your following up as you go.
100%. Okay, number 11 was for me. What if I have no business experience? Can I still do this? Absolutely. I'm a teacher. Virginia has their doctorate in pharmacy, and Kirsten's a dental hygienist. 0 business experience from all 3 of us. Thankfully, Beachbody sets us up with our online office. Again, all of the information's in there, and they keep it very, very simple. You will get a tax form. In Canada, it's a T4. I'm not sure what it's called in the States. I think if you earn over $500, they send that out. So you claim it just like any other income. We teach you just, hey, keep track of your expenses, like your cell phone bill and your internet, so you can claim that as well. So yeah, we keep it very, very simple. So don't worry if you don't have any business experience. You'll do just fine. So Kirsten, I love all things wellness and Beachbody, but I do not have abs and I'm not super fit. Can I still be a coach?
Thankfully, yes, because I also don't have abs. I think the important thing to note here is that Beachbody is for everybody. Everybody is a Beachbody. And it doesn't matter physically how you present. We all love to move. It doesn't matter your shape or your size. Movement is good for everybody. I may move differently than Morgan or Virginia. I may move differently than you do, but movement in general is good for everybody. And I strongly believe that in the fitness industry, it's important to provide representation because there's someone out there who looks like me, who relates to my story, who relates to my journey. And it's important that I share that because sometimes in social media, all we see is perfection. And it creates this illusion that that's what everybody in the fitness industry looks like. And how am I ever going to get there? Well, from a genetic standpoint, a lot of us will never get to a size 0 with, shredded abs, and we're going to look like us. We're going to get the strongest version of us. And no, you don't need to be a certain size, a certain fitness level to become a phenomenal coach. You need to be yourself and you need to represent the people that look like you.
Yes, thank you. Okay, 13 for Jen. How much time do I need to devote to coaching each day?
So there's actually no required amount of time that you have to dedicate to your business. It is solely up to you because this is your business. So you can run it however you want. Like I said before, when I first started coaching, I was a full-time student. So I really was doing maybe an hour a day. And then on the weekends, I would put in a little bit more time because I wasn't in class from 9 to 5. So everyone runs their business very differently. Some people do in the morning, some at night, some just in pockets of day when they have some downtime during their lunch breaks, or if they're at the doctor's office or whatever they're doing. So there's no required amount of time. I usually tell my new coaches to try and do an hour a day, which includes your workout as well, because you want to be showing up on your own wellness journey and talking about the programs that you're doing and why you're loving it. So it's really up to you and what you want to do with this business. I always tell people you can walk and do like 30 minutes a day. You can start jogging, do like an hour a day, or you can run with this business. And if you want to and have the time, put in 5 to 8 hours a day. It is totally up to you.
100%, exactly. And typically from what we've all seen, busier people often do better at this because they do their little checklist for coaching and then they're moving on with the rest of life. And that was kind of the next question, number 14, how do I know what to do each day? And within our new coach training that I talked about, we have a little checklist that you can follow, and it literally has like workout, you can check that off. Post on social media, you can check that off. Connect with a couple people, check that off. So we've got a little checklist, so you literally know exactly what you need to do in a day, and when you're done, you're done. So question 15 for Kirsten, what are your favorite perks of becoming a coach?
Oh my gosh, hands down the people. Like if anything, this last year has taught me anything, it's that community is everything. Having the support of these men and women throughout some of the toughest times of our life, really, it was really a trying couple of years, has meant the world to me. And I wouldn't have met any of these people had I not given this a try, had I not dove into this community. So I think for sure it's the people in the community that mean the world. You just get aligned with and you meet so many really wonderful salt of the earth people. But then also with Beachbody, they just treat us so well. Like I've never had a job where I've been really recognized for the hard work that I'm putting in, treated so well. Pandemic, each year you have the opportunity to earn a vacation to the tropics somewhere. They've sent us to Jamaica, to the Bahamas, to the Dominican, to Mexico. Like just, they treat us so, so well. And then, this year, each month you get gifts for helping people and they just recognize you so well. So those are my favorite perks, but I think hands down, and I know Morgan and Jim would agree, it's the people and it's our teams. They're just such phenomenal people. And, we can't get together as much in person as we used to, but gosh, I just look forward to the day that we can do that. Like we have actually at the end of this month, kind of a leadership retreat that we're having. People are flying in from Toronto and Calgary, and we're all getting together and celebrating such an awesome year that we had. And yeah, the people, that's it for me.
Would we have survived these past 2 years without this positive community? I don't know. Oh, okay. So, next question for Jen. Is it true that the only people that are successful at this are the ones that sign up early?
That is definitely false because we've been here a while and we've seen people get started as coaches and just take off with their businesses. And we're like, what are they doing? We need to hear from you. Like, what are you doing to just blow up your business? So there's no advantage of starting this business 5 years ago or tomorrow. Everybody starts at ground zero. Everybody has to put in the time and the effort to build their business. So you might be our next rock star that we're learning from you. There's definitely no advantage of signing up 5 or 3 years ago versus signing up tomorrow.
100%. And it's so funny because this is actually something a couple of family members told me when I signed up. And I mean, I didn't really know what they meant. So I'm just like, oh, no, it doesn't matter. And I just did my thing. And it was really kind of cool to not prove them wrong, but like kind of prove them wrong. It's like, no, if I work hard, anybody can do this, right? Okay, so number 17 is for me. I'm nervous about what people will think and how do I get over this? And Kirsten touched on this because this was her most common fear. And this was a question that got put in our suggestions a lot. So Kirsten did a really good job of covering this, but I just want to repeat that this is a common worry. And what I learned throughout these years, because it was a common concern of mine too, especially because I was a teacher. I was like, oh my gosh, like what are my fellow teachers going to think of me? What are my students going to think of me? And I just sat back and I'm like, you know what? 90% of my students don't have a positive role model in their life. So if they, for some reason, randomly come across my Facebook page or whatever, and they see some positivity from me and some health, taking care of my health, you know what? That's okay. Maybe that's a good thing. And, down the road, a lot of my teacher coworkers and past students who have graduated, they've become customers and coaches. And they've told me how much they've appreciated the book recommendations I've given or the positivity because they didn't have that role model. So I think when you realize what you're doing is good, you don't care so much about what other people will think of you. If you're doing something not so good, then you got to worry. But otherwise, I don't think you have to worry. So, Kirsten, number 18. Is it possible to launch a business while being a super busy person?
Oh, yeah, totally. And it all comes down to just being smart with the time that you do have. I have two kids, 20 months apart, and it's hectic. I won't lie, it's busy. But I know that there's times in my day that I can take advantage of. For example, right now, the house is quiet. I have a chance to sit down and get some work done. At like 2 in the afternoon or 5 o'clock, no, I'm not going to be doing any work at those times. But there are pockets in my day where I know that I can spend growing my business. I probably collectively throughout the day, it's under 2 hours that I spend working on my business, right? Because I'll wake up first before the kids wake up quickly, get some content out there that I've created, check in really quick with my groups. I'll do my workout at some point during the day. It's my best to do it in the morning. And then, fit in work during nap time a little bit. But I also have a house to keep clean. I also have a life, right? So following that checklist is so important because it makes sure that I'm getting business building behaviors done that I know is going to push my business forward. And then I avoid that fluffy stuff. A lot of people get caught up in doing silly stuff on social media that's trendy or they think is going to, help them get more likes. But we're in the business of changing lives and we have a checklist designed to do that. So yeah, busy people do really well. We help you with time management. We help you figure all that out. But yeah, you're good. We got you.
Number 19 for Jen. How has coaching changed your life?
This is such not hard question, but I feel like I could talk for about 30 minutes on this topic because I feel like coaching has changed my life in so many ways. As you guys heard, I was in school to be a pharmacist, which would have been a great career. They make a great income. They're able to help people as well, but you're tied to a job. And what coaching has really given me is time and financial freedom. And what I mean by that is, like we've shared on this call, we're able to fit this business into our lives and still live our lives, but also still make a great income and do what we want to do. And there's not very many career choices that you can make that allow that. For example, this summer, my husband and I found out that we were expecting. I'm from Canada originally, but we live in Arizona. And I just thought to myself, I don't want to FaceTime my mom and tell her this news. So we got on the internet, we booked flights, even through COVID craziness. We're like, we're making this happen. We took a week off, but we were still able to do our work on our phones, on our laptops, on our way there once we got there a little bit. But we were able to make that decision like that and just go. And if I was a full-time pharmacist or I had another career that was, 40 hours a week, that probably wouldn't have happened. How often are you able to get time off like that by your choice without, stressing out about asking for time off or having somebody cover and sub for you or whatever the case? So I just want you guys to know that this opportunity, this can be the vehicle to completely change your life and make it into something that you truly, truly love while doing something that is very fulfilling, helping other people with their wellness, getting messages saying, you've changed my life. You inspired me. You were the one that made me decide to just start working out, to start eating a little bit healthier. Now I'm down 50 pounds. I can play with my kids. I can do there's so many benefits of coaching. And like I said, I could talk about this for 30 minutes, but that's really what came to my mind when Morgan asked that question.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, so good. Okay, we're down to our final two questions. So number 20 is for myself. What traits or qualities make a good coach on your team? So, like Kirsten had mentioned, we're not looking for any particular body type or someone who has certain qualifications, not at all. In fact, we prefer someone who is just starting their journey, or they're on their journey. They're not at their endpoint. They're a work in progress. Those are the type of people we're looking for, because they're relatable. People can connect with you. And then the second thing we often look for is people who are willing to learn something new and they're open to it. And they're excited about that, because we knew nothing when we became coaches, and you won't either as a new coach, but we all had this mindset like, hey, there's training, I'll figure it out. And over the years, you do figure it out. So those would be kind of the two top qualities. You're willing to be on your own journey and you're willing to learn new things. And if that's you, you can definitely do this. So Kirsten, 21, what is your number one piece of advice for a new coach?
Be okay with being a beginner. Don't feel like you need to know it all on day one. It's okay to be messy and to make mistakes and learn a lesson. Be okay with being a beginner. There is a lot of beauty to be had in the beginning of your journey, because you learn so much by doing. And a lot of people get stuck in that ready, aim, 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 and they never fire, right? They just feel so nervous. They have all this pent up energy and they just can't commit to doing the business behaviors. But just be okay with being a beginner. That's my top tip.
100%. And it's so funny. I feel like as we were younger, we were like more okay with that. And as we get older, like we're scared to do new things because what if we're not good at it? Like I remember being so scared to go to my first spin class. I sat in like the very back room because I'm like, I'm not going to be good at this. And then I'm like, Morgan, you've never been to a spin class before. Like how on earth are you going to be good at it? You're going to suck at it, but you'll get better with practice. And so that's 100% on point, Kirsten. Okay, those are the top questions that get submitted to us from people who are trying to decide, should I become a coach? Shouldn't I become a coach? So we really hope that kind of cleared the air and gave you a sense of what coaching is, what it isn't, what our teams are about. So if you have more questions, or you have decided, yes, okay, I want to try this, all you have to do is reach out to the coach that invited you here. It could be one of us three, or it could be a coach within our teams. Reach out to them. They'll answer your questions further. They'll help you get signed up. Like I said, it's super easy. They type your name into like a little app. They help you pick your package if you need it. You get an email with a confirmation. You complete your order. Boom. They show you how to sign up for our new coach training. You can join our online coach support groups. And from there, you just learn that little bit each day. And that's it. It's very, very simple. So thank you for spending the time with us. Reach out to the coach that invited you here, or share this with anybody who you think might want to hear it too. Sometimes we know, like a friend of a friend, that you're like, this is for them. So definitely feel free to send this link to them too. So thank you, Kirsten. Thank you, Jen, and have a wonderful night, you guys. We'll see you later.